Hello there. I have bought from eBay Logitech z506 sound system. It was advertised as defective. Here's the eBay listing and you can see it. And I thought I would try fixing it on my own and see if I can succeed. So I got out the speakers and the subwoofer. I have connected everything here. And the problem was that there was no bass. The subwoofer wasn't working at all. Now I have already fixed it and put everything together, but then I thought I will show you how to do it yourself if you buy a defective one and want to fix it, or if you buy one without warranty and you want to fix it. Now I don't guarantee that the same problem that I have would be in your case. Anyways, I will show you what was wrong with my subwoofer, and then maybe it can help you diagnose the problem with yours if you have one. So first of all, you have to remove 10 screws which hold the back plate to the case, and also you have to remove 4 screws from the subwoofer. It holds it to the wooden case as well. Now that I have removed all the screws, I can proceed to take it apart. So what you do is take this out. There are 2 wires attached. Just leave them alone for now. Inside you can see this white piece holding the wire, and then also up you can see also a few white pieces holding wires. You have to undo them. Just put your hand in there and undo it, and the wire comes out. And do the same with the upper ones. By the way, there you can see the power supply. You first have to unplug, of course, the power before you disassemble this unit. Here you can see the main board. We will take it out shortly. Now, after you have undone all the white clips holding the wires together, you can start to take out the main board, but as you can notice, it doesn't come out easily. That is because, let me try to show you. Like on the other side of this board, somewhere in the middle, there's sort of a double-sided sticky tape holding it, and it's very hard to remove it. So you have to lift it from like in sort of a up and upwards motion. So as you can see, there are still a few sets of wires attached to the main board, so I can't take it out completely. So first of all, I will have to desolder the subwoofer speaker, these 2 wires, so there's no socket for them on the main board, so I will have to desolder them. I will also remove this wire, because it's easy. You just reach in there with your hand and there it's removed. And also there's another wire. I recommend you remove it from the motherboard side, this side, because it's quite hard to get in there inside and remove this wire from the power supply. So proceed to desoldering and removing all the wires. So I have finally removed the main board from the case. You don't need the case, you can put it away, and also you don't need the subwoofer speaker for now, you can put it away as well. This is the underside of the main board, and you can see this piece of sort of double-sided sticky foam attached to it, so you will reattach it later when you assemble the case back. Now, in order to check if the potentiometer is bad, you have to check the resistance between these 2 lower pins between the center one and the left one. So now I'm checking the resistance. It's about 15 kilo ohms. It should have the resistance of between 0 and 50 kilo ohms. And when you change the bass setting, for example, I will put on the lowest setting, then it should be 50 kilo ohms. And when I put it on the highest setting, now it's about 0 ohms. So depending on your settings, it should be between 0 and 50 kilo ohms. If it tests open circuit, then you have the issue that I had, which is the potentiometer is broken, and you can fix it or replace it. I will show you how you can do that. Now what you have to do is take some more screws out. You have to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws out, and then also you have to unscrew these guys, which hold the front right speaker connector. You can do this not with a screwdriver, but with pliers. You just take it and screw it to the left, and then it unscrews. You do it for both. On the other side of these screws, you notice that they have this plastic cover, and you have to take it out. For this, if there is glue, in my case it was also glued, so you have to take a knife or a flathead screwdriver and scrape it off just enough so you can take this plastic cover off. You also have to unscrew these 3 screws, which hold the top cover in place as well. So when you have finished unscrewing these 3 bottom screws and all of the screws on this side of the panel, and also you have broken the glue on this part, the plastic cover should come off. So there you go, and there we have access now to all of the connectors. One more thing you have to do is just pull this potentiometer knob off. So I have removed the knob, and now, as you can see, there is also this nut holding the potentiometer screwed tightly to the panel. So you have, in order to remove this panel and get full access to the potentiometer, you have to remove this nut as well. For this, you can use pliers and just grip it tightly and unscrew it. So, there's also a washer, don't forget that. And this whole panel comes off. Now, as you can see, there's a hole in the potentiometer, and what you can do to fix it if it's not working, you can get this type of or any other kind of potentiometer cleaner. It's a special
cleaner with a little bit of lubrication, which is needed for the potentiometer, and you just spray inside of this hole. I have already done it, so I'm not going to do it a second time. And then when you do this, just turn this knob side to side like a couple dozen of times, like for a minute or so. Then after you have done this, test the potentiometer again. So again, you should measure the resistance between this and this pin. It should be between 0 and 50 kilo ohms, and if you can test them and also at the same time turn the potentiometer, you should see the value change between 0 and 50 kilo ohms. If this does not happen, or if you get some random readings, it's not smooth change between 0 and 50 kilo ohms. If you get some it jumps around, like when you wiggle it, or it jumps like from 0 to 50, then 0 again, or something like that, then, or if it doesn't help, the cleaning doesn't work and you still get open circuit between these pins, then you may have to buy a new potentiometer and replace it, like unsolder this whole potentiometer and then replace the whole assembly. If you are going to replace it, you also see that there is wire attached to the metal protective casing of the potentiometer. You should then unsolder it and resolder to your new potentiometer, because they will not come with this wire. I guess it's used for signal, for shielding, so that random noise, ambient noise, doesn't get into the signal that is being regulated by this potentiometer. Also, another thing to notice, if you are going to replace the potentiometer, so that the shaft is shaped in the same way, because there are different shapes for the shaft. Another thing to notice is the value of the potentiometer. It is B50K. B means it's a linear potentiometer, so you have to look for dual, because it has 2 taps, 2 wafers. 50 kilo ohms, because it's 50K potentiometer. Dual 50K potentiometer with a shaft which is shaped like this. I think it's called a D shaft, because it reminds of the letter D. So now, when you have done the repair, you have to assemble everything back in the same way that we disassembled it. So the repair is now finished. You can proceed to connect all of the speakers and try the bass. I have put every wire that is necessary back in place, and now we can try and play some music and see if the bass actually works. So there's some music playing, maybe you can hear it, and let's try the bass adjustment. So there's quite a noticeable change, everything works fine. I hope you can fix your Logitech Z506 system as well, and if this helped, or if you have any questions, please let me know.